2 concurrent viewers is at the Okay, our audio should be coming through. Drop in the chat if you can hear us, if you're live with us. Drop in the chat that you can hear us. Drop a 1. Okay, our audio should be coming through.
Where's the music at, though? That music.
All right.
Come on now. Get me up here all bootleg.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Chill.
So we have an old saying from our many years in business, which is that we are low tech but high check.
Low tech, high check.
So I think we got this. How do I get our picture clear? All right, guys. Maybe we won't have the most clear pictures.
Hold on, y'all.
No, it's pixelated on here. It's not us. I think it's the upload rate.
What do you have? You see, do you have your settings?
No, it's on this side.
You got quality 144p. You kidding me?
It says auto though, so that means that that's what the audio that we're coming through on.
That's what we're putting out?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh
Bit rate.
God. Wait, do you know what is that good thing?
Warning is set to 160. Upper limit for the current streaming device. Recordings cannot be paused if the recording quality. What? I don't know. We'll figure it out for next time.
Why don't you put that back though?
I did. I hit cancel.
Okay.
We're good. Oh, we got ones in the chat. Who's here? Hi, Joel. Hi, the Grand Mug.
Top of the afternoon.
Hello. Okay. So, let's get started. Are you ready, dear?
Let's do this.
Okay. Getting our setup going. There we go. Okay. So, hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. If this is your first time here, I'm Hal Byrd. This is my lovely husband, JB Byrd.
Hello there.
And we are, I guess, we should probably change the name of the channel. It started mostly with me, but people like you so much, you're becoming a regular feature.
Nope, I make my cameos every blue moon, but the people love you, and you provide a lot of value. So
it's very interesting to be live.
We'll keep it right how it is. So hope you guys are having a phenomenal week. This is something new for the channel.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna leave it. Crazy hair and all. I need to wash my hair. Maybe ladies can relate. Yeah, it's a big week for the channel. We officially crossed 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And thank you all for being here. It's been a really fun year putting this content out for you guys. And we have, if you saw the list of ideas for videos we have, it's pretty insane, the amount of new content that we're going to be putting out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and we always appreciate ideas and content topics and things like that, because there's stuff that we don't think about. So we love when, you guys say, hey, talk about this or consider sharing this. So definitely a good thing. And it's kind of what our initial vision was for this channel, right? To be the same resource we were looking for not too long ago when we were considering a relocation to the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. And so we are now going to be doing a lot more live streams. So instead of pretty much one video a week we've been putting out, we are going to be putting out 2 videos a week. So we'll be going live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Today's Wednesday.
We're a day late because, again, low tech.
My dad used to say a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, we're not a dollar short. And you won't be a dollar short unless you want to save money on your home purchase. I can help you with that as you're relocating, which is a great plug into what I do, which is I am a licensed broker and realtor in Washington, soon to be Oregon. Yes.
That's a big announcement, eh?
And the reason I was saying you could be a dollar short if you want to is because we've seen some changes in the market. In the past month, I've gotten 5 clients under contract, either at or below list price. At or below list price. 5 in the past month. So the market is definitely... Can you silence our devices?
What's this?
What's that? You didn't hear that?
Yeah. My other devices.
Your other devices. So yeah, we've seen some softening in the market, but if you are a subscriber or a loyal watcher, then you know that even though I do real estate, that's not the focus of this channel. I talk about it, especially because many of you that are watching are relocating, although a surprising amount of people here are local.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of our subscribers are local.
If you're local, shout out and let us know where the...
Either what neighborhood in Vancouver you're in,
which one of the 5 boroughs you're in if you're in Southwest Washington.
Or maybe they're in Oregon.
Or if you're in Oregon, or if you're in
Seattle.
Rural Southwest Washington.
So yeah, interesting changes in the market. Some softening. I wouldn't say it's a dip necessarily. Prices are still as high as they've been, but competition is a little less. You'll see more days on market, which is kind of how I've been being strategic with my clients. Too much.
Nobody cares about all that realtor talk.
Some people do.
Nobody.
The urchins like me do. People who are research obsessed. But let's move on.
Regular folks don't. So
let's move on.
Let's talk about a new month and a new season. Can we talk about that?
Almost a new season.
Almost a new season. It feels like it, a new season.
Yes, it does.
So happy September to everybody. September 1st, if you guys are catching this live. And it's also, as you said, Hal, the beginning of a new season. So we say goodbye to the scorching summer and hopefully a lot more friendly, wet fall. So the temperatures have been coming down here local. Yes. Yesterday, the high was 66 degrees. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I spent most of my day outside, and I was.
Spent most of the morning outside.
It was a drastic change in, normally shorts or tank top, t-shirt. Yesterday, I was in like sweats and a hoodie, and I even at one point, like in the evening, I put some socks on and I had a beanie on because it was getting that chilly.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, what a difference a couple days make. So.
Which kind of brings me to this topic. Why can't I see my screen? Can you guys see this?
You're doing a screen share.
Yes, but...
You can't, because are you casting here?
Yeah. So you guys can't see this, huh? Let me try this again. Oh, there it goes. That should be it. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Yay!
It just popped up,
okay. So this is a little joke that we found. Oregon actually has 12 seasons. So we are currently in false fall. There's going to be more than likely a second summer, which means that sometime in September the prices, the temperatures are going to go up. And it looks like it's coming up soon because I checked the forecast and I think we're coming up into some high 80s days, which is still a welcome break from the 2 heat waves we've had this summer.
Can you do a picture inside that picture?
What do you want to do?
Because you can't see us right now, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I was asking if you wanted to be on camera. Hold on. I'm going to add us. If you're tuning in, you are getting the rough version of it. Okay, so you want to see us on camera.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, no. I don't want to be in the way.
There you go.
This should be fine, right? Ew. Okay. So, Oregon has 12 seasons, and this is where we are. We're in false fall, so it's been a little falsely cool. And then we'll have second summer and then actual fall, which I thought was fun. Is there anything else you want to say? Oh, we wanted to reference our latest video, which is, if you go back one video, we just released a climate migration video. So we talked about people who are moving based on things that are going on in their climate, their local climates, their environments there. So I saw
which is super relevant also, coming on the heels of Hurricane Ida and the damage it inflicted to our brothers and sisters in the Gulf, specifically Louisiana. So, if you know anyone there, hopefully they're fine. You actually have some clients who are literally moving from there here.
Yes.
And did they get sidetracked because of the...
I think they're okay. They had a downed fence and their neighbor's shed was kind of ruined, essentially.
Wow.
But last I talked to them, they're okay. I don't know if they have power, though.
Yeah.
They told me when it was coming in.
I saw a report that some people are estimating certain parts of Louisiana wouldn't have power for like months.
Yeah, they were concerned. They'll be here towards the end of September. So they said, let us know, keep an eye on our house, and let us know if anything changes.
I want to give a shout out to Scott. Greetings to you too. And a shout out to the Grand Mug. Moving to Vancouver in 14 days. Excited
That's
for
awesome.
second summer.
Where are you coming from?
Yeah, let us know where you're coming from if you don't mind sharing. The fall is probably what's your favorite?
My favorite season.
Fall's tough to beat here. Summer, I'm not a hot weather person, so it's tolerable. But this summer was especially rough with the 100-degree days and so many things that are normally not the norm here. So Chicago. Okay, well,
oh, wow.
I've been to Chicago around the end of the summer, and it felt like the winter from what I was used to. So you're in for a treat. The fall is
gorgeous.
It's pretty magical here. So
we actually have some stuff to share fall wise. So,
but just wrapping up on the point. So if you guys hadn't checked out the last video we posted, the climate migration one, check it out when you get a chance and leave some feedback if you don't mind.
Yeah, this is our old neighbor's house. So pretty to see the red and green, or the red and yellow leaves, and then the way that they fell on the leaves fell on the ground is super
carpet,
pretty.
huh?
Yeah, that's Pittock Mansion in Portland. Great views. I should have pulled up a video or a photo of the views when we went there.
Yeah, it's a great place to go sightseeing. We need to put a little.
We'll do a video on that.
We'll do a video. We have a whole field trip series in mind. It's just a matter of the time to implement some of these ideas. But field trip to, I remember we took my mom and blazed the Pittock Mansion, remember?
Yeah, in the summer.
So
it'd be really pretty to see in the fall.
Yep.
This is actually a street in East Vancouver. This is 34th Street over in Fisher's Landing.
So that's Southeast Vancouver for those of you guys who are familiar.
Yeah, so I did take this photo and did not take that one. Did not take that photo. And then this one I did take, and that's not filtered.
You took that picture?
Yeah, while we were driving.
Look at you.
Like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And then I think I have one more photo. Oh, this is us at Leverage Park along Burnt Bridge Creek last fall. No, 2 falls ago, pre-COVID. We were...
Can you say it right? It sounds like you're saying leverage, like,
Leverage?
It's Leverage Park.
They know that I probably have some struggles pronouncing things.
Struggles.
So this is, we did what was this for? Make a Difference Day.
Yeah, it was a volunteer opportunity. We try to plug into those as much as our schedule allows. So we went there, they planted a couple hundred bushes. This was years ago now. So to see them growing and maturing is a great thing. We saw that not too long ago during a bike ride. Yeah, I think you also put on the channel, right?
Yeah, I did. MCAM 1991. Woot woot, shout out to 91. I want to buy a house in Vancouver. Let's do it. And Nicholas Storm says, hoping to move out of our California home to Vancouver within the next year or two. That's awesome. What part of California? It is gorgeous and majestic.
We're going to touch on our move too. Again, and this month, September, marks 4 years from when we first came out to explore the Pacific Northwest to decide if we wanted to move here. So 4 years ago, I believe it was in the middle of the month, we drove up actually to, what county was that? Click attack?
Oh, putting me on the spot. It's,
Click at that. It's
No.
Clark County, and then
No,
Skamania County. So a little bit east of Vancouver. So you go east from Vancouver, you go into Camas, and then Washougal, and then about halfway in Washougal, you actually change counties and go from Clark County to Skamania County.
And then Klickitat County is the next county over there.
Right. And
After
as you
that,
go,
which would be White Salmon.
And as you transition from Clark into Skamania County, things become a lot more rural, less populated. You enter the gorge. So it was one of the things that literally blew our mind when we first came out here to look around. It was our exploration trip.
So do you want to tell people what you said when we drove up I-5 from Southern California?
Yeah.
We drove because he likes road trips. I'm like a put me on a plane kind of girl.
How can you not like if you like road trips? Type R in the chat box. I don't know how to
get there sooner.
Yeah, but on the plane you miss so many things.
So we drove from Southern California. But what was your experience going like from, let's say, Southern California, Central California to Northern California and Oregon? It was
dramatic. I told Hal it was, for me, it was like, and I'm old enough I remember a black and white TV set. But it was like going from watching a black and white program to a color program. And then eventually we have high definition and 4K and 8K. So it was a difference from going from like black and white to color as we drove north on the I-5.
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional experience. That drive, and then even just getting into...
And we drove through, shout out to Nicholas, we drove through, if I'm not mistaken, Sacramento and Woodland. Let me know if you have a Costco in Woodland, because I'm pretty sure we stopped at a Costco and got pizza on the way up.
In-N-Out. That was the last In-N-Out we went to.
Was it really?
Yeah, 4 years ago. No, In-N-Out. Oh my God.
I don't miss it that much.
I don't miss it that much. Killer Burger's really good in town.
Killer. If you guys have been to Killer Burger, like Killer Burger is quickly becoming our new favorite burger.
It's
kind of like fast food. They're not cheap, but they're still like on the kind of the fast food.
That's the nice thing about In-N-Out. You can get really good stuff for it's still inexpensive. We live right around the corner from Costco. Yeah, we have a great memory.
I have a bad memory, but the things I remember is like shocks me sometimes. Because I remember we stopped in to get gas and we went in to get a pizza.
Yeah, is there an In-N-Out right there next to that Costco?
And we jumped on the road. I don't remember. I think the In-N-Out we went to. Are you talking about when we were moving up here?
Yeah.
That was in California. I mean, obviously that's in California, but that was like.
Oh, in Southern California.
That was before we even got onto what do they call it, the Grapevine?
Yeah, the I-5. Okay.
Yeah. Very small world, Nicholas. Absolutely. Right, I don't think we went to that one though.
Okay, I believe you.
So we actually rode through there on our way from Temecula, California, north to here. But again, anywho, 4 years anniversary. First time we set foot in the Northwest. It blew our minds. Yeah. And if we had one regret, you want to tell everybody what the one regret was from us coming out in September to?
We could have moved like that next month. So. Some of you who have talked to me personally would have heard this story, but maybe not everyone had. Or maybe if you watched, did we talk about it in our journey moving to Vancouver? I don't know.
We touched on it. Yeah.
Basically, we were going to buy a business in the Gorge. The business didn't work out. Any vegan options? Yes. I'm plant-based, vegetarian. My sister's vegan. She doesn't live here. But yes, there's lots of vegan options. We'll touch on that in a second. So when the deal didn't work out to buy the business, we could have and that was in September. We were working on the deal. I think in the beginning of October is when it fell through. We came up here to look at the business in September. There was the Eagle Creek fire going on. We could have just moved after we found out we weren't going to buy the business. We could have just been like, okay, well, we'll just move anyway. Yeah. But we waited until, I guess it would have been, 6 months, until March of 2018.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, we dragged our feet like a lot of you guys who are thinking about moving a year or two from now, no offense. But we also found it very difficult. Not having any friends or family here at the time, it was difficult to look around, to get the resources we needed, to kind of get the lowdown. So that was actually a big impetus to this channel, which was we wanted to create a resource like we wish we had. Like if we had us, right, sitting on the other side of the camera 4 years ago and could ask questions, that probably would have expedited the move a little bit more. Yeah,
and the way that it worked out, it's funny because I would look around Google Maps and figure out where we wanted to be, and the neighborhood that I was like, when we were down in California, that I was 100% sure I wanted to live in. Now I'm like, glad we didn't move to that neighborhood. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not our style and our vibe.
What neighborhood was that? Can you say?
Orchards.
Okay, and guess what? Different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, Orchards is still pretty great. Like when we go along for showings or to look at properties, I mean, there's some great parts of it.
Yeah, the thing that I will tell you that my clients find they don't like about orchards is it's kind of mixed in terms of development. So you have residential near commercial, industrial, office, retail. It's all kind of melded together. It doesn't feel quite as suburban as, say, Southeast, where Southeast is like, this is a neighborhood, this is residential, and the shops are here, and the industrial part is, you know, further out.
Right, but at the same token, some people love downtown, right? So you have the same thing. You have in downtown, you have residential neighborhoods, but you go one street over,
yeah, you have
and they're building
business,
you know, they're
stuff.
building and things like that. So to each his own.
So speaking of the counties that we visited, we also wanted to check out Portland when we came to visit.
Yes.
And I do want to highlight this because I've had 3 people in the last week or 2 reach out to me who are considering or debating between Vancouver and Portland. And one of the things that's not widely known, well, obviously most people who are looking know that Washington doesn't have personal income tax.
No state income tax on your personal income in Washington. One of the reasons it drew us here is Washington, as of right now, is one of 5 states that offer no personal income tax.
It's 9. I was on the phone with
It's
my
up to
mom.
9?
Yeah, there's 9 states.
You sure?
Yeah, but some of them are like, no offense, Wyoming, South Dakota, Alaska.
Okay. What are you saying? Nobody
New
lives
Hampshire.
there? Millions of people live there. No
I'm
offense.
just saying, it's not Washington.
But anywho, that drew us here. But you were saying about Multnomah County.
So
and
people
Portland?
know that, but what a lot of people don't know is that Multnomah County specifically enacted a new tax that is, it's starting I think at 1.5%, and I think it's going up to like 3.5%. So we'll just call it 2% additional on top of your Oregon state taxes. Which even though it's a progressive tax system, meaning if you make, you know, 0 to whatever 9,000, you might get charged one rate that starts low. It starts low at like 4%. But I think as a couple, once you make more than 18,000, you're already up into the 8%. Which, I mean, most people, even if you're making minimum wage or if you're, you know, doing gig work or something like that, you're gonna make more than 18,000. So you're part of your income, or for most people, a significant percentage of their income is gonna be taxed at like more than 8%.
Right.
And I think the rate caps out for Oregon, for the state of Oregon, at 9.9%.
Wow.
So if you live in Multnomah County, you're paying that, we'll call it 8%, plus another 1.5% to 2%, which is for, I think it's for preschool. It's a preschool tax they tax.
Okay.
So universal preschool or something. So you can look it up, you can Google it, but that would make, you know, if you end up moving to Oregon, and let's say you make $100,000, you're gonna pay probably $8,000 in state taxes, plus another, we'll call it 2,000, 2%.
Plus the housing, apples to apples, is more expensive.
More expensive, yeah.
So
you're gonna save tens of thousands of dollars buying a house, or if you're renting,
and even more if you buy it through her. She's a master negotiator.
So you're gonna save tens of thousands of dollars buying a house, plus probably close to $10,000 a year on taxes. Yeah. So unless you're gonna work in Oregon.
I was going to ask you, what is the one scenario, other than like in the because there's some great neighborhoods, you know,
gorgeous.
obviously, but what is a financial scenario that it would make more sense in Portland, Multnomah County than Vancouver, Clark County?
Only if you work in Oregon does it make more sense to live in Oregon, because if you live in Washington and you work in Oregon, physically if you work in Oregon, then you're going to pay Oregon tax, even though you're a Washington resident. You pay like a non-resident tax, which is the same rate. I had someone ask, actually, I need to go back and comment. They asked on the YouTube channel, is there a different income tax rate for Washington residents that work in Oregon versus people who are just Oregon residents? No, you pay the same rate in income tax as Oregon residents when you work there. Now, if you're working remote, so you could work for an Oregon company, and if you can negotiate working remote full time and you're doing your work in Washington, then you wouldn't pay that income tax.
Gotcha.
So that's really the only reason, unless you wanted to like live in a specific neighborhood, but I don't know, you're so close.
Yeah, and we talk about that ad nauseum on this channel, right? Like for us, one of the perfect combinations was, you know, living in kind of slower paced, rural, you know, whatever other adjectives, you know, Vancouver, Southwest Washington, but having such close proximity and fast access to a major city in the form of Portland and some of the other, you know, boroughs of Portland.
And to address the Grand Mug said, moving to Arnada, we love the house we found renting, and the neighborhood has a lot of awesome bars, restaurants, etc. So we feel at home coming from Chicago.
Arnada's a pretty sweet neighborhood.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah.
And I guess I should couch that because I think it's super nice. I love downtown Vancouver. A lot of people will comment on the houseless population there. That to me doesn't really detract from my enjoyment of where I would live. But I know for some people that's not something that they want. So when I say super nice, people will be like, oh, it's overrun with homeless people. And I'm like, but I don't know. I've never had a person who was homeless, houseless, temporarily unencumbered by a sedentary lifestyle. I've never had anyone like that really bother me. So, and I wanted to touch on really quick the financial aspect if you decide not to live in Multnomah County and you're going to save that $10,000, we're estimating $10,000 a year on taxes, and we'll say $50,000 to $100,000 on your house, and you took that money and you invested it, $10,000 a year, over the course of let's say 10 years, you're probably going to save $150,000, close to $200,000 probably, that you could turn around and be investing into your future and retirement, and turn around and have, that could turn into several $100,000 over the course of your investing.
Or worst case, you could just pay off your house that much faster. Right?
Oh yeah.
So you have to be super sophisticated to put a good place for that money that you're not spending in Multnomah County taxes. So again, we're regular people, so we're always looking at things like that, and try to just give you guys who are looking to relocate something to think about. So again, just one more tick on the side for Southwest Washington.
Yeah. Vegan options. Since we talked about Arnada in downtown Vancouver, it might be a good time to touch on vegan options. We just had Thai Orchid for the first time, which is in downtown. It's in the heart of downtown Vancouver. Really good. We had pretty much everything we ate was vegan. So they have a lot of vegan options, so that's great.
Was that place on your list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where else did I eat vegan? Oh, Coffee X. Wildfin, you can eat vegan.
Yeah.
Hi, Ernest. I was going to call you Ernesto because I saw Shoto at the end. Hi, Ernest.
And then speaking of, that's a great question. Is that Nicholas? Nicholas asking about who asked about the vegan options? Scott. So that leads me to our next bullet point, which is resources. So again, 4 years ago, we didn't have a lot of resources that we could ask, typical, common, reasonable questions like that. So one of the things that we wanted to shout out is a Facebook group called Vancouver Talk. Can you type that in the comments?
Yeah, it's just facebook.com/groups/Vancouver Talk.
So if you guys are still on Facebook like us, old geezers, there's a lot of value in that group. So you can go on there anytime and ask for, hey, where's a vegan restaurant, or any number of topics and questions, and you have thousands of people who will chime in and give you some good things. I recently got a great reference for a body shop out of Vancouver Talk. So again, if you guys are still on Facebook, or at least maintain a Facebook account, go ahead and try to get on Vancouver Talk, because it's a great resource for things just like that.
Yeah, so you'll see people asking, who's a hairstylist that works with curly hair? Adrienne Strang. She's in downtown Vancouver. That's my girl. Someone posting their YouTube channel. Me posting my YouTube channel. Tower of Vancouver presents Manic Monday. So on Mondays in Vancouver Talk, we have something called Merchant Monday, and we allow people to post about their business for free every week. So it's just one of the ways that we like supporting small business in town.
Yep. So
you'll
again,
see all sorts of things.
If you're considering a move here, or you live here, jump on. It's a great group.
Multiple people actually, but someone in particular, I can't remember the name right now, was asking about restaurants that are hiring. They work in the restaurant industry. Okay. So SAP, I guess, Fusion Kitchen is hiring front of house and back of house. So if you guys are looking for a job in the restaurant industry, this was just posted a few days ago on the 28th of August. So something to keep in mind. What else do we have here? Oh, that's for events. Cool. Let me check back with the comments. Thanks, guys. Of course. In your opinion, Would you say Vancouver is LGBTQ friendly? I would. I've had clients and a lot of people ask on this channel. I would say that it's friendly. It's very difficult for me to speak to exactly how it would be not being a lesbian personally, or Jarrett not being a gay man. We haven't walked in your shoes where the things that we would recognize being people of color, being black, whether that's, a comment that might come off a little weird, or looks that you might get, like if you are two men holding hands or two women holding hands. But I would say it is. But again, if I haven't had that experience of walking down the street holding another woman's hand, it's hard to say 100%. But someone did ask about that in Vancouver Talk. So if you join the group and you
pose that question,
you can pose a question, or you can search.
Search it, yeah, search.
And there was someone that was saying that her and her wife, they got married here and they had a great time and they live here now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of support for the LGBT community in Portland in terms of events. And I would say it's, kind of one of the ways that people get Portland right in the news is that it's very accepting and progressive, kind of keep Portland weird in the sense that
kind of do you.
So not saying that LGBT is weird, saying that people want in Portland, people encourage differences and encourage you to live your life however you want to live, which is probably why there's tent encampments around town, why there's so many strip clubs per capita here. It's a very like, what would that be? Laissez-faire, liberal, live your life how you want to live it. So I would say that, and I think that does kind of draw over into Vancouver. It's more conservative in Vancouver, but I think you would still have a safe, happy experience here.
I think, and again, a caveat, I'm a straight man, married straight man, middle-aged, but just from observation, like I'm always observing, and I try to think of myself as someone who kind of looks at things from different perspectives, different lenses. But from my observation in Southwest Washington, like you said, it's an extension of Portland in a lot of ways. So it's kind of like do you, what I find interesting, because I go along with you on a lot of these showings, and there's a lot of houses that have, it seems like, from a proportion standpoint, a fair amount of gay people who are buying or I should say selling.
Yeah.
So I think that the population is there, and we belong to a lot of social groups, whether it be running groups and different things like that, and it just seems like a kind of still a laid back thing. Don't know if that helps you out at all, but hopefully it does.
Who asked that? Nick. Where are you coming from, Nick? Did you say already? Oh yeah, Central California. So yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thanks, guys. You're welcome. How are the lot/land purchasing options in Vancouver? There are small lots to be had in Vancouver. The more rural you go, the more land you could get. So my biggest question to that would be, how much land are you talking about? Makes sense. Thanks for your input. Definitely will be joining the group. Awesome. I'm from Mississippi. How big of a jump in housing am I looking at? I would think that Mississippi is probably a low cost of living area, and we are not a low cost of living area on the West Coast. Clark County is a lower cost of living for being on the West Coast. I think we're one of the most affordable counties on the West Coast.
Right.
But probably, like if you're talking about apartments, you're probably looking at around, you'd be lucky to find something under $1,000 for an apartment. You're probably looking at $1,100 to $1,300 for a one bedroom.
Right.
And we're talking like an average finish, not necessarily the most modern. 2 bedrooms, you're probably looking between like $1,400 and $1,800. If you're looking at luxury, they're probably going to start at around $1,800 up to. And
we don't know. Are you referring more to?
$2000s.
Did he say renting or purchasing?
He just said a jump in housing.
Yeah. So we did a video on cost of living index. So 100 is like the national average. I don't know where Mississippi falls or specifically what part of Mississippi. I spent some time in Atlanta, so I'm a little bit kind of familiar. But Clark County and Vancouver specifically, I think it was 114, which was just
cost of living index,
which was slightly higher than the average, which, like Hal said, for a West Coast and Pacific Northwest city is very affordable, all things considered. You'll hear some people say how outrageously expensive it's gotten, and granted, everything has gotten more expensive.
Yeah, the whole country real estate prices have gone up. So now if you're not talking about renting and you're talking about buying a home, the median price in Vancouver is about $475 right now. But I just closed last week, actually last Thursday on Women's Equality Day. I helped a lesbian couple buy their first home, and it was me, a female realtor, my female transaction coordinator, 2 female buyers, a female lender, and a female title rep.
You trying to say you don't need men anymore?
No, we need men. I'm saying that it was kind of a cool coincidence on Women's Equality. So, and the reason I brought them up was to say that their house is a single family home on, I think, an 8,000 square foot lot in Salmon Creek, and they got it for $370. So you can find something that low, but I think the reason people say that is housing prices here in the past couple of years have jumped by like $100,000 in terms of the median. So,
and I think it's probably due to the fact that it's been such a sleeper area for so long, and things are starting to catch up. But so, can I touch on our next to last point while you read?
Yes.
So we just wanted to kind of, again, thank everybody for joining us. Our first Home with Hal Live. We're going to be committing to doing this once a week, kind of talk about trends, topics, things to share with you. But next up is, what are we looking forward to / what are we excited about?
So there's some events coming up. The first one, which is starting today, I actually have these up. Screen share. So this is the first one. Is it this one? No, this one. 30 Days, 30 Ways Preparedness Challenge.
Today?
Yeah, it starts today. Clark Regional Emergency Services is hosting this for this month. It's a free preparedness challenge to help you be more prepared.
Did you share that in Vancouver Talk by chance?
No, but I will. So the details are on the Columbians website. I guess I can drop the link, huh? In the
drop the link below and smash the like button.
That's our favorite phrase, smash the like button.
Yes.
Did you see Jared's mom say it? This didn't link, but you can copy it. See, this came up as a link. Anyway. Okay. So this is the first thing that's going on. If you've watched this channel, you know that we are very pro being prepared. It's a mindset that's definitely here already. And if you're moving here, I would recommend doing this, because whether it's one of these heat waves that we've been dealing with, or we don't have a lot of natural disasters, going back to our climate migration videos, but it's one of those things you just never know. So that's one thing that's going on that we're excited about. Also is, where are we at here? This is kind of cool. Campfires and Candlelight. It's Clark County's
That's at 2019.
No, it doesn't. It says 20.
Scroll down. What's that say?
2019. Okay, but I'm pretty sure this is it's an annual event, okay?
You giving us old news, man.
You know how hard it is to find stuff online.
Don't you have anything
right
that's going on this year?
No, this is going on this year. I don't think it's canceled. It's an outdoor event. Campfires and Candlelight. It's a living history event put on at Fort Vancouver. I'm moving on quickly because now you made me.
She's showing you guys stuff from 2 years ago, yo. Busted.
It's an annual event, dear.
Yeah, okay.
Also really cool is Cape Horn Loop. If you're looking to get a hike in the gorge, this is a great one. We'll probably do a video about it. It's a loop hike. It's 7.4 miles, and it's only open from July 16th to January 31st. So pretty much late summer and in the fall, because...
Cool story. Can I gotta run to the bathroom real quick?
Go for it.
I'm not supposed to say that, but
go ahead.
I don't know if you want to mute it.
You want me to sit here with them on mute? They're gonna leave.
Just for a second. So I'll leave. I have pants on.
You do have pants on. Stop it. I'll turn the video off. There you go. Okay. So the reason that this is only open in the fall is because they allow, I don't know if it says it here. Let's see. Basically, there are some falcons that use this area as a mating grounds, and so they don't want to disturb the falcons mating, so they don't keep the loop open year round. But it's, from what I hear, some of the best views. If you're not the hiking type and you were like, well, how can I get a view like this? I would recommend going to Cape Horn Loop. So there's there's Cape Horn Loop, which is the hike, but if you go to Cape Horn Lookout, even if you're just in town, it's about a 20-minute drive, 20 to 25 minutes outside of Vancouver, and it's just off of Highway 14. It has some amazing views. This is the view, I don't know if you can see this. This is the view straight off the highway, and this is probably fall, like the leaves are changing. It's amazing. So we're looking forward to that. And then Dine the Couve is coming up in October. This is Vancouver, USA's dining month. So you can do a special of 3 entrees for $20 or 3 for $30. They haven't announced who the restaurants are, but this is last year's lineup. Jarrett, don't give me a hard time. So some different restaurants in downtown that were offering or participating in Dine the Couve.
Are you still showing old stuff?
No, I'm not showing old stuff. And then this starts in October, which is Haunted Walking Tours, and this is put on by the Clark County Historical Museum. And they point out what buildings are haunted. There's a small cost to it. It's $18, but very cool if you're into history and any sort of haunted nature stuff. So that's kind of what's coming up.
I want to go back to the Cape Horn Loop. And that's something I'm excited about. Unfortunately, about 3 weeks ago, or has it been a month yet?
I don't know what you're talking about. So.
My ankle.
Oh, your ankle.
Unfortunately, we were
weeks.
running. I tripped, actually severely sprained and fractured my ankle. So I'm going to be down for a little bit from a walking and hiking standpoint. But I'm super excited about taking this hike. And I shouldn't be down much longer. Knock on wood, but that's one of the things we're definitely going to capture our interaction first time taking the whole loop, which is 7 miles.
Yeah, 7.4.
And fairly like robust from what I hear. So,
yeah.
anyway.
So I was telling them, I don't know if you heard, that if you're not the hiking type or if you're not physically able, that you can go to the Lookout and get an amazing view of the gorge.
That's
just drive out. Or if you don't have a lot of time, if you don't have time on your visit to do a 7.4 mile hike, you can drive 20 minutes and see a very similar view.
Right. But hiking is one of those things, guys, if you are physically able and you do have the time, one of the things I love most about living here is that you can go on a hike, right? That doesn't cost you a lot of money. And it's something that, no matter what your schedule's like, you can fit it in, and it just, I don't know, it's one of those intangibles about living in this area that really we can't talk enough about. So, I mean, you can hike anywhere. I guess I've lived all over. So you can hike, but that's just kind of part of the sewn into the fabric of living in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep. Is that all we had to cover today? Change in seasons, kind of some events that are coming up for fall. So if you're visiting or you're moving here and you can know some different things to do.
That was it. This is just the initial live Home with Hal live. So again, we want to thank everyone who is catching this live and interacting with us in the chat. Look out for more. Again, if you have some ideas, things that you'd like us to cover in future chats, let us know.
If you have any questions, you can drop them in now. We'll answer a couple questions before we hop off.
Yep. And do you have any shout outs or announcements?
Well, like this video for starters, especially if you're here live. Give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, if you're looking to move, whether it's, before the end of the year, next year and beyond, feel free to reach out. My text number is, I say text number, it's text call, it's a phone number. It's right there. Text me 360-818-4438. I guess I don't need to have that up anymore. Yep. So, question, JB, what's it like coming from the South to the PNW?
Quite a bit different in a lot of ways. So I spent about 8 years in Atlanta and then just south of Atlanta. And actually until I met Hal and went out to Southern California. So quite a bit different. I'm trying to think the most different ways.
Well, the weather, for instance,
we
get less rain up here.
We get less rain. So even though that the stereotype is that this is like London and it never stops raining, honestly, that's a lie, right? Atlanta and most states and cities in the South get more rain by inches
per year.
The humidity was huge. Like in Atlanta and most of the states I travel to in the South, super humid, and I'm a sweater. So that hit me particularly hard. Here, even when it's hot, the humidity is very, very low. So I like it a lot, so much more. There's still a lot of the things I loved about the South here. So again, the outdoors, attractions. Culture-wise, it's much more laid back. It's not as traditional, if you will. So again, I don't know, that could be a good or bad thing to you, right? So it's like we talked about with Portland and Vancouver. It's kind of like, do your own thing. It's funny, a lot of times we almost feel traditional because you see some of the things that people wear to some of the ways people live, and we're like, do your thing. People they're on their own journey, and that doesn't intimidate or bother us, right? So I like it. If you had like a specific question, I could probably do a better job of answering it, but I've lived all over. I'm from the Northeast initially, Philadelphia. Spent those years in Atlanta, Southern California. This is like my fourth corner, if you will. By far and away, it's my best. It was a great move and my best and favorite place to live. Like 3.5 years in, we're still gushing over how much we like this area.
Yeah. And
again, it ain't perfect, right? But even with the imperfections here, compared to the West Coast, talking about California, here compared to the Southeast. We've never lived kind of in the Midwest, at least I haven't, or the Northeast, but it's just so many positives, so many intangibles. A lot of people think that we're like making it up, and we're really not, right? It's just that great of a balance and mixture to our mantra, which is freedom, fulfillment, and happiness.
Yeah, I think that's it for questions. Scott says, bravo. Thanks for the content. Happy to. We will see you all next Tuesday live, 11 a.m. Pacific, because the West Coast is the best coast. So.
Oh my God. You didn't say that.
I did. It is the best coast. Although we are making a trip back east sometime this fall. We're
going to do a little East Coast tour, which I've always wanted to do. So.
Yeah, where are we going?
We'll start in Pennsylvania. We'll clear up to Maine.
Up to Maine, Cape Cod. So if you have any recs for that, let me know.
Yeah. So thank you guys again for joining. We'll see you next week, and look out for the other videos, long or short. And thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting Hal.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.